Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today. The focus of our channel is to keep you updated on past cases and many times current cases so you can be aware of what could possibly go wrong out there that we need to be careful of. Thank you for joining me. If this sounds like stuff you like to follow, make sure you click on that subscribe button, hit on that like, hit on that notification bell. That way YouTube lets you know anytime I upload content or I go live. Thank you for joining me. Today, we talk about the case against the Laundrie family. You see, Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie, they were a couple. And we're going to dive into that. There's a good chance that you're tuning into this because you're familiar with that story. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. Laundrie's family is being sued by the Petito family in a civil case. And so this was filed in the Circuit County Court of the 12th Judicial Circuit in and for Sarasota County, Florida. And this is a plaintiff versus defendant case. They are looking for financial win in this. And so they are, from what I can tell from the complaint, it was e-filed on March 11th, 2022, but the complaint is dated March 11th, 2022. There is an amount of claim, and this is more of the estimated amount of the claim rounded to the nearest dollar. They are looking for over $100,000 in reward on this. And so, and this is just a claim. It could be way over $100,000, but it is over $100,000 that they are requesting. And so this estimated amount of the claim is just requested for data collection and clerical processing purposes only. So this could be way over $100,000 when it's all said and done. And so the type of case, if this case fits more than one type of case, select the most definitive category. What they have selected was negligence under other. So they are saying that the Laundrie family knew about this and they made them suffer even more. The question here is, the action is appropriate for assignment to complex business court as delineated and mandated by the administrative order. No. Remedies that they are after: monetary. Number of causes of action: 1. Is this case a class action lawsuit? No. Has notice of any known related case been filed? No. Is jury trial demanded in complaint? Yes. And so this was signed by Patrick J. Riley, attorney, holding over this. Bar number 125109, dated March 10th, 22. This is Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, who are the plaintiffs, who is also the mom and dad of Gabby Petito, versus Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie. They are the parents of Brian Laundrie. The complaint: come now, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, by and through their undersigned counsel, and file the within complaint against the defendants Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, and in support thereof allege as follows. This is an action for damages that exceed $30,000 exclusive of prejudgment, interest, cost, and attorney fees. Venue is proper in Sarasota County, Florida, because the defendants reside there. This court has jurisdiction over the within matter pursuant to Florida Statutes 86011 and Florida Statutes 26012. Jurisdiction of trial court: the circuit and county courts have jurisdiction within their respective jurisdictional amounts to declare rights. Florida Statute 26012, this is the jurisdiction of circuit courts. Circuit courts shall have jurisdiction of appeals from final administrative orders of local government code. Just to let you know what those Florida Statutes 86011 and Florida Statute 26012 is. The plaintiff, Joseph Petito, is a resident of Vero Beach, Florida, and is the father of Gabrielle Petito, deceased. Plaintiff Nicole Schmidt is a resident of Blue Point, New York, and is the mother of Gabrielle Petito, deceased. Defendants Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie are residents of Northport, Florida, and are the parents of Brian Laundrie, deceased. Brian Laundrie and Gabrielle Petito became engaged to marry on or about July 2nd, 2020. On July 2nd, 2021, Brian Laundrie and Gabrielle Petito left New York in a van owned by Gabrielle Petito to take a trip to the western United States, which was expected to last for several months. Prior to the trip taken by Gabrielle Petito and Brian Laundrie, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt and Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie had a cordial relationship. Gabrielle Petito had hopes of becoming a travel influencer, a van lifer, and document her cross-country travels on social media sites such as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Hello, and good morning. It is really nice and sunny today. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but it rained all afternoon yesterday. Oh my God! The 10 is just coming in on me. The wind is so bad. I've just been sitting here like this for a while.
During the course of the aforementioned trip, Gabrielle Petito called her family almost daily, including her parents, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, and her siblings. The last communication that Gabrielle Petito had with Joseph Petito was on August 21st, 2021. The last communication that Nicole Schmidt had with Gabrielle Petito was on August 27, 2021. It is believed that on August 27, 2021, Brian Laundrie murdered Gabrielle Petito. The cause of her death was blunt force injuries to the head and neck with manual strangulation. Gabrielle Petito was 22 years of age at the time of her death. After Brian Laundrie murdered Gabrielle Petito, Brian Laundrie sent text messages back and forth between his cell phone and Gabrielle Petito's cell phone in an effort to hide the fact that she was deceased. On August 27, 2021, it is believed that Brian Laundrie sent a text to Nicole Schmidt in which he referred to Gabrielle Petito's grandfather, Stan, by name. Gabrielle Petito never called her grandfather by his name. It is believed and therefore averred that on or about August 28, 2021, Brian Laundrie advised his parents, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, that he had murdered Gabrielle Petito. On that same date, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie spoke with attorney Steve Bertolino and sent him a retainer on September 2nd, 2021. On August 30th, 2021, Brian Laundrie sent a text message from Gabrielle Petito's cell phone to Nicole Schmidt stating that there is no service in Yosemite Park in an effort to deceive Nicole Schmidt into believing that Gabrielle Petito was still alive. On September 1st, 2021, Brian Laundrie returned to the home of his parents, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, driving Gabrielle Petito's van. After this point in time, there was no contact between Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt on the one hand and Christopher Laundrie and Roberta on the other. From August 27, 2021 until September 19, 2021, when Gabrielle Petito's remains were found at the Spread Creek dispersed camping area in Wyoming, plaintiffs were extremely distraught and were attempting to locate Gabrielle Petito. While Gabrielle Petito's family was suffering, the Laundrie family went on vacation to Fort DeSoto Park on September 6th through the 7th of 2021. In an effort to avoid any contact with Nicole Schmidt, on or about September 10th, 2021, Roberta Laundrie blocked Nicole Schmidt on her cell phone such that neither phone calls nor texts could be delivered, and she blocked her on Facebook. on September 14th, 2021, with full knowledge that Gabrielle Petito had been murdered by their son, Christopher Laundrie, and Roberta Laundrie, through their lawyer, issued the following statement. It is our understanding that a search has been organized for Miss Petito in or near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. On behalf of the Laundrie family, it is our hope that the search for Miss Petito is successful and that Miss Petito is reunited with her family. On September 16, 2021, attorney Richard Stafford, on behalf of Gabrielle Petito's family, issued a letter to Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie as follows. We are writing this letter to ask you to help find our beautiful daughter. We understand you're going through a difficult time and your instinct to protect your son is strong. We ask you to put yourselves in our shoes. We haven't been able to sleep or eat and our lives are falling apart. We believe you know the location of where Brian left Gabby. We beg you to tell us, as a parent, how could you let us go through the pain and not help us? As a parent, how can you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this? Gabby lived with you for over a year. She was going to be your daughter-in-law. How can you keep her location hidden? You were both at Jim and Nicole's house. You were both so happy that Brian and Gabby got engaged and were planning to spend their lives together. Please, if you or your family have any decency left, please tell us where Gabby is located. Tell us if we are even looking in the right place. All we want is Gabby to come home. Please help us make that happen. Despite the fact that Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt implored Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie to tell them if their daughter was alive and if she was not, where her remains were located, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie refused to respond to either Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt or law enforcement. Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie instructed that all contacts were to be made through their attorney, Stephen Bertolino, and he issued no comment when asked about Gabrielle Petito's well-being. While Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt were desperately searching for information concerning their daughter, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie were keeping the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie secret, and it is believed were making arrangements for him to leave the country. Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie knew of the mental suffering and anguish of Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt and knew that they could alleviate, at least in part, such mental suffering and anguish by disclosing what they knew about the well-being and the location of the remains of Gabrielle Petito. Yet they repeatedly refused to do so. In doing so, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie acted with malice or great indifference to the rights of Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt. Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie exhibited extreme and outrageous conduct which constitutes behavior under the circumstances which goes beyond all possible bounds of decency and is regarded as shocking, atrocious, and utterly intolerable in a civilized community. As a direct and proximate result of the willfulness and maliciousness of Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt had been caused to suffer pain and suffering, mental anguish, inconvenience, loss of capacity for enjoyment of life experience in the past and to be experienced in the future. Wherefore, plaintiffs Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt respectfully request this honorable court enter judgment in their favor and against the defendants, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, and award to them just compensation for the damages they have suffered, together with costs and such other relief as this honorable court deems just and appropriate. That was from Patrick J. Riley, Esquire, Florida Bar 125109, with Snyder and Riley trial lawyers. Snyder and Riley trial lawyers in Venice, Florida. That, my friends, is the complaint against Christopher and Roberta Laundrie. Now, let's talk about that a little bit, shall we? As you can tell, the parents of Gabby filed a civil lawsuit against the parents of Brian Laundrie. And in this 6-page complaint, it shares the huge allegation that Brian confessed to his parents on or before August 28th, 2021, which means that he would have confessed before he got home that he killed his fiancé, Gabby. So before he even got home, they already knew she was dead. Because you can see where it says, it is believed and therefore averred that on or about August 28, 2021, Brian Laundrie advised his parents, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, that he had murdered Gabrielle Petito. On that same date, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie spoke with attorney Steve Bertolino and sent him a retainer on September 2nd, 2021. So they allegedly had discussion that on or about August 28th, Brian told his parents that he murdered Gabby Petito. And right then and there, they contacted an attorney and they put him on retainer basically the day after he returned from his Wyoming trip, from his cross-country trip in her van without her. And so this claim, it's filed in Sarasota County, Florida, and it says that both Christopher and Roberta Laundrie shared a cordial relationship with Petito's parents until Gabby disappeared after placing a final call to her mother on August 27th, 2021. That is the date the lawsuit alleges that Laundrie murdered Gabby. Before this, the two families had a pretty decent relationship. And then once this happened and all this weirdness was going on, right away you can tell the two relationships were boom. They were no longer, this whole thing really messed up their relationship. And that's when they knew something was not right. Nicole Schmidt and Joseph Petito, they were literally searching for answers from everyone, every which way they can, when they noticed we're still not getting responses. Now, wait a second, Brian's home and no one's telling us what's going on? Right then, you know something is messed up. But the disappearance of Gabby and Brian led to a high-profile nationwide manhunt last summer. If you've been following this channel, I covered a lot of that after September. Now, authorities say Gabby was murdered in Teton County, Wyoming during a cross-country van trip. A coroner's report there says she died by strangulation. Brian killed himself after returning home to Florida, and this would later be determined by the authority. They said he left behind a notebook in which he took responsibility for killing Gabby. The notebook itself has not been released from the FBI. They still have this. The cause of her death was blunt force trauma to the head and neck with manual strangulation. The lawsuit, as you can tell as well, it alleges that Roberta Laundrie blocked the mom of Gabby Petito, Nicole Schmidt, on her cellular phone such that neither phone calls nor texts could be delivered, and she blocked her on Facebook, basically to avoid being confronted about what she allegedly knew her son had done. So it definitely looks like they knew. We all knew that. We all knew that the Laundrie family was hiding him for a reason. So the lawsuit, it's rehashing old allegations that Brian used his phone to text back and forth with Gabby's phone to give the impression Gabby was still alive after August 27th. Brian also allegedly texted Schmidt while claiming to be Gabby, the lawsuit claims, on August 27th and on August 30th. Brian returned to his parents' home in Florida on September 1st, the lawsuit notes, by driving Gabby's white van. That's when the Laundrie stopped talking to the Petitos, and after this point in time, there was no contact between Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt on one hand, and Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie on the other hand. They literally stopped. There was no contact between the two. Number one, because Christopher and Roberta, they stayed away from the public as much as possible. From August 27, 2021 until September 19, 2021, when Gabrielle Petito's remains were found at the Spread Key. From August 27th, the lawsuit makes clear that from August 27, 2021 until September 19, 2021, when Gabrielle Petito's remains were found at the Spread Creek Dispersed Camping Area in Wyoming. Plaintiffs, which is the Petito parents, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, were extremely distraught and were attempting to locate Gabrielle Petito. Now, when Gabrielle Petito's family was suffering, the Laundrie family went on vacation to Fort DeSoto Park on September 6th through the 7th, 2021. And as you can see these pictures, this was when they were there, where the family, and this is where Brian Laundrie was having fun with his family. And it looked like there was no care in the world. So obviously he was probably hiding his true feelings because he knew his days were numbered. The lawsuit further alleges that statements the Laundrie family released through their lawyer contained a kind of an admission that the Laundries knew where Gabby would be found. Here's the September 14, 2021 statement the Laundries shared through their counsel according to the lawsuit. And it says, "It is our understanding that a search has been organized for Miss Petito in or near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. On behalf of the Laundrie family, it is our hope that the search for Miss Petito is successful and that Miss Petito is reunited with her family." So that is sharing that they knew that she was in the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Like they put this out there before they even found the body. The lawsuit alleges that the Laundries knew that September 14th statement with full knowledge that Gabrielle Petito had been murdered by their son. And the lawsuit also recaps a letter the Petitos sent to the Laundries in an attempt to plead for help. And in part of that letter, they said, "We believe you know the location of where Brian left Gabby." That September 16 letter reads, "We beg you to tell us." No response was forthcoming, according to the lawsuit. And then in the lawsuit, they said Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie instructed that all contacts were to be made through their attorney, Stephen P. Bertolino, and he issued no comment when asked about Gabrielle Petito's well-being. So they wanted everyone to contact the lawyer just so that the lawyer can say no comment. It's because they all knew what had happened. And the lawsuit alleges that the Laundries were keeping the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie secret, and it is believed were making arrangement for him to leave the country. And the document goes on to allege that the Laundries could alleviate the Petito family's mental suffering and anguish by disclosing what they knew, but repeatedly refused to do so. The upshot, the lawsuit claims, was that the Laundries acted with malice or great indifference to the rights of Gabby's parents. The lawsuit further alleges that the alleged conduct was extreme and outrageous and went beyond all possible bounds of decency and is regarded as shocking, atrocious, and utterly intolerable in a civilized community. The lawsuit generally alleges willfulness and maliciousness, pain and suffering, mental anguish, inconvenience, loss of capacity for enjoyment of life experienced in the past, and the loss of enjoyment of life to be experienced in the future. It does not name a strict cause of action beyond the aforementioned forms of negligence. It asks the judge for just compensation, cost, and other relief the court may deem appropriate. In one section of the document, the lawsuit says damages would exceed $30,000. Now, another part of the document says the claim falls over $100,000. Now, attorney Bertolino had this to say in response to a law and crime text message seeking comment or reaction to the lawsuit filed against his clients. He says, "As I have maintained over the last several months, the Laundries have not publicly commented at my direction, which is their right under the law. Assuming everything the Petitos allege in their lawsuit is true, which we deny, this lawsuit does not change the fact that the Laundries had no obligation to speak to law enforcement or any third party, including the Petito family. This fundamental legal principle renders the Petitos' claim to be baseless under the law. Basically, Bertolino, the Laundrie's attorney, is saying that the Laundries had no obligation to speak to law enforcement, no obligation to speak to them, no obligation to speak to the attorney. They had no obligation to divulge what they knew. That's what Bertolino is saying. I don't know the law. The right thing to do is speak. But did they have to speak? Because the truth is, if they did not have to say anything with any knowledge that they had, how does the Petito family actually win this lawsuit? If they truly did not have to speak to anybody. They already knew. They were probably just trying to, I don't even know. Till this day, they still have not said anything. I'm sure they miss their son. I'm sure they're sad. I'm sure they wish he didn't do this. What next? Will they end up having to pay out a lot of money? Going to even major more debt with what they're dealing with? More will come out of this. But that is the lawsuit that the Petito family is bringing to Christopher and Roberta Laundrie. My friends, let me know in the comments what you think about that. Do you think that they have a leg to stand on, the Petito family? I think they have every right to pursue this. We will see. This is very interesting. What is in that notebook? That is, I'm still curious about. Thank you, my friends, for joining. If this sounds like something that you like to follow, make sure you click on that subscribe button and hit on that notification bell. That way, YouTube lets you know when I upload content. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Deep True Crime. If there's any particular case you would like me to cover and dive deep, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you, my friends, and everyone who's been following. Have an amazing day. Peace.